here we are. We're going to be taking this Western Digital Black 2 terabyte drive. We're going to be putting it into this Legion Go. So I'm using a program called Arcanus. Click on that, and right here you've got a bunch of different options. We're going to be using disk cloning. So now I got this little thing from iFixit. We just need to put this right in here. And I don't think I'm going to put the cover on for this. There we are. That's in there. So we just need to plug this up to our USB-C port up here. It's going to see it. Needs to work with 2 or more disks. Alright, so here we are. Finally found it. Disk management, not device manager. So we are going to, says, do you want to initialize disk? Yes. Okay, so down here, I want to format a new disk. So options. Real hard to see. Let's see here. No simple volume. Next. Size D, that's fine. Next. Perform a quick format. Yep, new volume, finish. There we go. Now if that's formatted, we'll just minimize that. Open a Cronus backup. And now it's seeing the other drive. So now we can go in to clone it. So source disk, we want to make sure we pick our source one. Hit next. So it's getting everything off our SSD that comes in the Legion Go. Our destination, we want the 2 terabyte Western Digital. And next. Useful. Click OK to confirm deletion. Yes, we want to delete all of it on the Western Digital. Select the required cloning method. Clone with bootable OS. Clone with bootable OS to use on another machine. We want to replace a disk on this machine. That's selected. Next. And source disk, disk 1. Target disk, disk 2. The selected disk will be restored in disk layout. So we should just be able to proceed. Now we just wait. That's one reason why I didn't want to have too much stuff on here. So it was a pretty clean and easy little swap. I know it's hard to see, and I'm sorry. The only camera I have right now is my GoPro, so that's what we've been using for all these videos. Do my best to edit it and do what I can, but it's not the best thing in the world. But it works for what I need it for right now. So I will get back with you all after this gets done. Alright, so now that it's done, it says to use clone drive on the current hardware, turn off computer, remove the source drive, turn on the computer. Okay, so before we do that, I want to open Disk Manager back up and see. So everything is the same. Yep. Okay, so that's a nice little double check that we can see. So now we can turn off our computer. Or I guess the Legion Go mini computer. We'll shut this down and then we'll get back to shut down anyway. We'll get to tearing it apart. Alright, so we're going to start with, we actually have to put our SSD together. So I bought one of these little adapters to get the right length I needed, because for 2242s there were not that many, there weren't that many SSDs that I liked. I tried getting a Sabrent Rocket and that wasn't working out. That was kind of they were all out of stock. That's just all there was to it. They were all out of stock and wasn't really wanting to just search and search and search. And some of the ones that I found, a little bit of research here and there, and it just didn't seem like a good idea for me. So I went with a 2230. They're a lot more common now, especially since handhelds are getting bigger as far as people using them. So I want to say this little adapter came in a bunch of little picks, and this one, the one I'm using, is for a 30 to a 42. Doesn't interfere with the PCIe. All it is just extends where it locks down. But yeah, I want to say this whole thing was, I want to say it was like $10, so it's not terrible. So now we're gonna take these 6 screws out. Just a small tip screwdriver. See what size am I using? A 0. And right now I do have it sitting in the case. I know the inside's got this soft material on it. I know it won't scratch the screen, so. Come on. Yeah, cheap little iFixit kit is about all you need for this. It's not hard, it's not difficult. I want to say I bought a cheap iFixit kit forever ago. There we are. Last couple at the bottom. There we go. So now we're just going to sit that right there. And our SSD is going to be hiding right here. But first, we're going to disconnect our battery. We don't want to take any chances. So we need to get I don't suggest using metal, but I currently do not have a plastic set of tweezers to get this sticker up. So I'm using metal one. Do as I say, not as I do. All that nonsense. Just wiggle one side out at a time, but evenly. It's not a race who can get it done the fastest or anything like that, so we just want to try to get that out of there just very carefully. We don't want to hurt it. There we are. So now that our battery is disconnected, now I feel a little bit better. Not a whole lot better, but a little bit better about going at this sticker with some tweezers. Still would prefer to have a plastic set of tweezers, but this is what I have on hand, so this is what we're using. There we are. Pull that back. Take this. Set this to the side. Take our little plastic pry tool, give it just a there, get under it. I've heard a lot of different things about reusing these. Don't reuse them. It can cause overheating. I've heard a lot of stuff, and honestly, when I did my Steam Deck, I replaced it. I replaced this little metal covering, and I've never had an issue with any type of, what were they using? Well, I could still use this. Western Digital. So Yep. So there you go. That's what they use out the box. 512 gig. We'll take this and just throw this right back in here best we can. It's going to be mangled, but be better than nothing protecting it. So there we go. Western Digital for Western Digital. There we go. Now we got that in. Just put our screw back in. Make sure to get this down right back where it was. Make sure everything's pressed down. So now we just got to figure out how to get this back in. Just a little push on each side. Don't want to pull any wires, too much tension on anything. So looks like that battery is all the way back in. So we're going to take this sticker, put it right back down on top. Right back where it was. And that's all we got to do in here. But while we've got it off, while we've got it turned off, we're going to, got this screen protector. So we're going to go and throw that on. Screen Oh, let's make sure it's reading it all. Completely forgot about that. Let's go into our let's look. PC 1.81 terabytes. There we are. So now we can go and download whatever Steam games we want. We're all set as far as that goes. We did it right out of the box. That way there was no any type of confusion or didn't take that long to do. So that's great. So I'm going to go ahead and install all. Put kickstand up on here. Chamfer updates. Move all this out of the way. Put this back. Tell you, iFixit Toolkit has, I use it for almost all my computer projects now. Even some projects that that aren't computers, like stuff with my 3D printer. If you all want to see some 3D print time lapses, let me know about that. Be more than happy to do that. So while that's checking for updates, I've got everything cleaned up here. It's downloading all that. We're going to talk about the bag I got. It's a TomTalk. I've only seen one review on it, but I really like the layout of it. I've got the iClever keyboard, the 3 Bluetooth options. It was one I used on my Steam Deck, and I mean, the buttons aren't the greatest. You got a mouse, left click, right click. So, I mean, it's something you can use. It's not the best, but it's by far a lot easier than trying to use some of the on-screen options. But as far as, let's see, I do have a JSOC dock I used to use my Steam Deck. Doubt I'll be able to use it with this. I'll have to find another option because I do not see that working. So I'll probably find a new option, but for right now I can just plug it in and use the USB ports and HDMI ports. Don't really use the Ethernet too much, but it can hang out in here for now. A set of headphones. I got wireless headphones in my backpack, but this is what I was really impressed about. So the screen faces right here. That cushions the back of your PC. Restart now for that. That goes against the back of either your Steam Deck or your ROG Ally or any of that. And this whole cutout right here on both sides, that's for your joysticks and your buttons and all that. And so you've got what I would say is a decently compact, and it's not hard, but there is this divider is hard, and it removes with Velcro. It's got it's Velcro in and out, so if you want to take it out and use it for something else. But you kind of got more of a multi-purpose kind of bag, and let's take this off for a second, and we can look at this. I mean, so you're a little bit thicker than the Legion Go case that it comes with. A little bit wider, but marginal. 1/4 of an inch, or was that metric? About 6 mil, 6 to 10 mil. So you do have a little carry handle that can be, I guess, adjusted, but I'm not really seeing much adjustment. It does come with a shoulder strap that you can put through here if you want to wear it as a bag. So, I mean, you've got options, and you also have this if you wanted to actually strap in and keep it from moving. So you can lock it in and Velcro, and it's not the strongest thing in the world. You can't chuck it, but it's got a good bit of tension to it, so. But back to this, I'm pleased with it. We've got a good bit, done pretty much all the upgrades that I've wanted to do to it, minus maybe a skin on it, but that's nothing that can't be done in the future. If you missed my last video about my unboxing and initial review, go back and watch that. I didn't go into too much detail, but I went into detail, kind of walk through the starting process of how, from brand new, getting out of the box, and the startup process, all the stuff you got to go through. You got to go through your normal Windows setup stuff. So if y'all have any questions or want to see anything else done to this or have any other suggestions for any kind of accessory for this, let me know, leave a comment, and I'll catch you on the next one.